Welcome to the first in a series of videos discussing Chapter 8 of Government in America. This set of videos is going to discuss political parties, and I believe at this point there will probably be 5 videos to cover this chapter because there is a lot to discuss. So we'll jump right into it by offering a definition of political parties. Political parties are groups that are organized for one reason, and that reason is to win elections and get people in their party into positions in government. Now, why they want to be in government, can vary. Uh, what they do once they get there can vary, but the reason why a political party forms versus other types of organizations that get involved in politics is about winning elections and getting people into positions in the government. Now, we can break up a party or categorize it in 3 different categories or 3 different senses of the term. First is we can talk about the party in the electorate. Now, the electorate is the group of people who do the electing, the voters. So, a political party in the electorate is just that group of voters that identifies with and affiliates itself with the party in question. Now, in the United States, you really don't have to do a lot to be affiliated with a political party. You just really need to mark that you want to be affiliated with the Democrats or the Republicans or the Greens or the Libertarians or whomever when you register to vote, and that's it. Other countries actually have sort of membership lists for their political parties where you pay a membership fee and that gives you some voice or some involvement in the party, but that's not how the system works here in the United States. Pretty much it's if you want to be part of the party, you register as part of the party, and that's all there is to it. Then you can move on to the government. The members of the party who have successfully gotten jobs in the government, either by winning elections or getting appointed to a job by someone who did win an election, they are the party in government. They have some power and some influence over what's going on in the American government, and they are in some way connected with members of their party. Finally, we can talk about political parties as organizations, groups of people who sort of as a job work on getting more of their members elected and sort of creating a structure and an infrastructure and resources that both the party in the electorate and the party in the government might use. There does tend to be a lot of overlap between the party in government and the party organization. The party in government has a lot of influence over how the party organization is set up. But we do want to consider those as 2 separate contexts, because sometimes you might hear someone talking about the Democratic Party and they're talking about all of the senators and representatives in the Democratic Party. Another time they might be talking about the specific officials who are setting rules for the Democratic Party. So that's why we have these 3 senses, the electorate, the government, and the organization. Now, in all 3 senses, parties help fulfill a role that's called the linkage institution. A linkage institution is any system, group of people, organization that helps connect what the people want to what the government does. That's why it's called a linkage institution. It creates a link or a connection. Parties are not the only linkage institution, but they are one of the significant or the important ones. Now, how parties accomplish this linkage is complicated. There's a bunch of different ways that it happens, and we'll be talking about a bunch of them over the course of this series, not just this one video, but the entire series. But sort of as a preview, parties pick candidates. When we vote, usually in November, for people who will take on various government jobs, normally each party puts one nominee, one contender up to be representing that entire party. And so the party has to have some kind of system for picking which of their members are going to be their candidates, and that's the nominating process. Once a candidate is nominated, the party will help that candidate put together and run the campaign to try and get the voters to vote for the nominee. A nominee, especially for something like president, is coming into things cold, might not have a full organization or system set up. So the party organization gets together certain resources and can kind of help the candidates hit the ground running. Parties also help to signal voters and give voters some clue as to what a given candidate believes in or thinks. If you know that someone is a Democrat, then you can't know 100% for certain, but you can be pretty sure that they're in some way aligned with or on the same page, or at least in the same chapter as Barack Obama. Whereas if you hear that someone's in the Republican Party, then you would think, oh, well, and that person is along the same lines as, one of the Bushes or Mitt Romney or somebody like that. So just by putting that party label on somebody, it sends a signal to the voters and to the people about what that person believes in. Part of the signaling is the creation of a party platform, which is basically a statement of what the party believes in. Something to help you get a sense of, what can I expect the Democrats as a whole to do? What can I expect the Republicans as a whole to do? And finally, through all of these procedures and systems, they get people in the government talking to and working with each other and kind of help organize them to all move in the same direction. So that's sort of a general introduction to parties. And we'll hold off from for any further discussion for now. I'll leave you with these questions for further thought, and we'll pick up in the next video.